Good afternoon and welcome to Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball from Noalmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Today's game is brought to you by BTH Services and Rentals, Cardinal Hardware, DNC Electric, the Eunice Public Schools. Also brought to you today, if I can get everything to start cooperating. There we go. Eunice Pump and Supply, Guns Up Services, New Mexico Junior College, NMR Pipeline, Parker Energy Services, R360, Redbird Gas Company, Thomas Welding Services, and the Outlaw Grill, plus Lasco Construction. I'm TJ Miracle, and welcome to the Jennifer Riordan Spark Kindness Sport Complex. It is the 2A semifinals today between two familiar foes, the Eunice Cardinals and the Loving Falcons. Of course, district foes going at it for a chance to play in the state championship game tomorrow morning. Loving comes in at number 5 on the season under head coach Poli Hernandez. They were 13-7 in the regular season, 8-4 in district, which earned them the number 5 seed in these playoffs. They got the victory yesterday against Mesilla Valley, 6-4 in their ball game to get here today. Starting lineup for Coach Hernandez's Falcons, you've got number 7, Trey Tureen, leading off and playing center. Number 12 is Diego Leja playing first. Batting third, number 10, Tristan Onsuarez. He is the shortstop. Batting in the cleanup spot, number 11, Sean Austin, the third baseman. Batting fifth, wearing number 9, Barrett Bunch, the left fielder. Batting sixth will be J.C. Munoz. He is the designated hitter. He'll be hitting in place of Brody Allen, the right fielder. Batting seventh, number 23, is the catcher, Ryan Davis. Batting eighth and wearing number 8 is the second baseman, Exodus Fierro. And batting in the 9 slot and pitching will be Marquise Granger. Turning the page for your Eunice Cardinals under second-year head coach Tyler Almager. They were 19-4 on the year, 11-1 in district. That one boo-boo coming to, you guessed it, the Loving Falcons. Starting lineup today for Eunice is going to be number 10, catcher Isaac Morales. Batting second is the first baseman, Jose Calvillo. Batting third and playing center, Tyson Coy. Batting in the cleanup spot is the DH, Tyson Jones. He hits in place of Adnan Baeza, who will play in left field. Andres Serrano bats fifth and plays third. Misa Brito in the 6th slot. He will be in right field today. Batting in the 7th slot and pitching will be Bubba Serna. Batting 8th is the shortstop, Luis Zamora. And batting 9th and playing second will be Randy Gallegos. Pardon me. So thanks for being with us today as the teams and coaches have met at the plate, and we are scheduled to be on time. So hope you are having a good one. Of course, a full day of sports action from here in Albuquerque. Started earlier this morning. The Lovington Lady Wildcats, the lone Lee County team remaining in the state softball tournament, as they staved off elimination in a big game 8-5 this morning against St. Pius X. They are in action right now, still at Cleveland High School, taking on the Aztec Tigers. That game, I believe, is in the 3rd inning. No score in that elimination game there. And, of course, in baseball, it is always an elimination game. Of course, these two teams played 4 times this season. Eunice losing the first matchup between these two teams, 11-10, then winning 10-0, then winning 14-6, and then winning 3-2. So with the exception of that second game, they've been fairly competitive games. Bubba Cernot, the senior hurler on the hill today for your Eunice Cardinals, comes in a perfect 7-0 on the season with a minuscule .88 ERA. For Granger, his opposite, he has no record shown for the Loving Falcons, and limited appearances. They didn't put a lot of pitching stats up for Loving, so I don't have just a whole lot there. So let's go ahead and set Eunice for you defensively. As we mentioned, it'll be the senior Cerna with the 7-0 record. He'll take to the hill. Morales is his battery mate. He'll have Calvillo, Gallegos, Zamora, Serrano around the infield first to third, Baeza, Coy, and Brito in the outfield from left to right. As we get ready to get this one underway, we're looking at 74 degrees here in Albuquerque on a sunny day, not a cloud in the sky, at least not over the metro area. and a light breeze out of the southwest blowing 5 to 10 miles an hour. So the teams are out again. The umps are out. I think we're just about ready to go. So we'll go ahead and take a timeout, come back with the first pitch. This is Eunice Cardinal State Tournament Baseball here on Eunice Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway. Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
And welcome back here to the Jennifer Ryden Spark Kindness Sports Complex for this 2A semifinal matchup between the Eunice Cardinals and the Loving Falcons. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us today. Both teams wearing red and white today. Battle of two red birds, the Cardinals, of course, from Eunice, and the Falcons from Loving. The Eunice Cardinals are wearing the all-red jerseys with the black letters and numbers and the white pants. Of course, they've got the red and white lids on. For the Loving Falcons, they are wearing the red tops, too, with a white pinstripe, white letters and numbers, Falcons on the chest, and they are also wearing the white pants. Trey Tureen will lead it off, hitting .346 on the season. But Loving, if their stats are to be believed, having not the offensive output I think they're used to. Only hitting .249 on the year collectively as a team. Just one home run and only 53 RBIs. So Tureen will lead it off as Cerna, the senior righty, deals, and that fastball will be high for ball number one. And we are underway. Winner go home time. Play for the Big Blue Trophy tomorrow if you get the W here. Cerna ready to go. He'll kick and deal. Swung on and missed as blows the fastball by Tureen. And we have the count evened up at 1-1. Serrano was over towards the hole at short. Everybody else pretty much playing straight up. Outfield fairly deep. 1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on. That's a bouncer. Gallegos will gobble it up. Has to knock it down. Fires it over to first, but not going to be in time. Had to go over towards the bag at second. Gallegos had to reach across himself, bobbled it for just a moment. And so they will call that officially an infield single for Tureen. So the infield single to start things off for the Loving Falcons. Now Diego Leja to the plate. Leja, the first baseman, from the stretch now. Bubba checks on the runner. Now comes to the plate. Fastball right down the slot, and that will be a called strike one. Infield is Calvillo, Gallegos, Zamora, and Serrano. That is first to third by Izakoy Brito. Outfield left to right. The open stance for Leja. And the pitch in ding-dong. That one's going to come in, and that one's going to catch him in the hip. That one's slipping out of the hands. So the hit batter will put runners at first and second as Tureen trots down to second. So hit by a pitch. You cannot give anybody free bases here in the playoffs. But that is exactly what has happened now. Tristan on Suarez now. The shortstop steps in. Nobody out, two on. And Loving threatening here in the first. There's a little bit of a delay on the field. Just checking out Leja down there. Coaching staff just making sure he's all right. After getting plunked by a fastball, I'd want to get checked out too if Bubba hit me with one, I think. So the first pitch to on Suarez, and that will be an off-speed pitch, and it will nip the inside corner, and it will be a called strike one. So no ball, one strike count. I like that Cerna had a second just to kind of collect himself, and he goes immediately back to the inside. It's a good sign, and the 0-1 pitch fastball swung on, lifted high in the air to shallow center field. That one going to carry a little bit. Going back is Coy, makes the grab, and then he will fire it in as tagging up, and heading to third is Tureen. Juan Suarez gives it a ride. That one carrying pretty good. It'll be a fly out to center. And that will put Falcons at the corners with one down here in the top of the first inning. Tadine at third. Leha at first, and now it'll be Sean Austin, the cleanup hitter in. Dimensions here at field 3 at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex. 330 down the lines, 330, or rather 390 to dead center to a mini monster out there, as that one will miss low for ball number 1. A 1-ball, no strike count. You're looking at about 360 to the alleys. Middle infield goes to double play depth with 1 down. And a runner at first, and the 1-0 pitch runner goes. And faking the throw is Morales. So Leha will trot into second with the stolen base. And I believe that was ball 2 at the plate. So a 2-ball, no strike count to Austin at the plate. As Cerna kicks and deals, swung on, and that one is up into the netting. And so now a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Nice complex here in far west Albuquerque. Only been open a couple of years now, maybe 3. It's a 5-plex out here. Traditional cloverleaf, and one kind of off by itself. The 1-1 pitch swung on. That one is drilled over to the field next door. And so evens the count up at 2-2 as Austin got around on that one very quickly. He straightens that one out. It could be trouble. Outfield is playing deep. Infield moving more to their normal positions here. And a late timeout asked for by Austin and given. A little gamesmanship here early. Infield is not in. Calvillo and Serrano in at the cutouts. And the 2-2 pitch, that one is upstairs for ball number 3. And so it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count, so that'll run it full to Austin at the plate. 2 on, 1 out. Cleanup hitter Austin at the plate. Eunice trying to get out of this one with no damage, and the pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up, sit him down, got him to chase the high fastball. And there is 2 away now as Austin goes down swinging. Now it'll be Barrett Bunch, the left fielder, up for this Loving team. So 2 on, 2 out. First 2 runners of the inning got on. And Eunice trying to get out of a bit of a jam here with 2 down. As the line in the first pitch, fastball, bell tie outside corner. Yes, sir, strike 1. A no-ball, 1-strike count to Bunch, the number 5 hitter. Runner at second is Leod. Runner at first is Tadine. And the 0-1 pitch to Bunch. That one will be down in the turf. Nice job by Morales behind the plate to keep that one in front of him, to keep everybody standing right where they are at. Winner go home. 2A semis, familiar opponents. The 1-1 pitch, curveball, and that one is going to catch the shoulder of Bunch as he trots down to first. And so 2 hit batters have now loaded the bases up for these Loving Falcons, as Tyler Almager going to go out. I think he's going to say, hey, he didn't even attempt to get out of the way of that one. Coach Almager just shakes the head as he heads back to the dugout. And so now it'll be J.C. Munoz, the DH, to the plate. So bases loaded, 2 outs, but no runs across. The Cards trying to get out of the jam. The fastball, letter high, yes, sir, strike 1. Munoz watches that one into the glove of Morales. And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and Munoz takes a big hack at that one. Gets a piece of it, shoots it back to the netting, and it is now 0-2. Ryan Davis, the catcher, waiting on deck for Loving. Cerna and the Cardinals hoping they don't have to face him till the top of the next inning. Quickly back to work, and the 0-2 pitch fastball swung on, and that one with authority up into the netting on the right side. So fighting off a good pitch there is Munoz to stay alive at no balls and 2 strikes. Winner of this game will move on to play the winner of Santa Rosa Hozo. That game scheduled for later this afternoon. In the championship game, 9:30 tomorrow morning, right back here. 0-2 pitch fastball, and that one is going to be just off the outside corner for ball number 1. The Eunice faithful not liking it. Pretty close pitch. Long as it's consistent. Morales tried to frame it. Didn't buy it. And the 1-2 delivery fastball swung on, and that one bounces off the screen and caught by Morales. Of course, dead ball as soon as it hit the screen. As Morales will get that one back out to Cerna. Can't really be concerned about the base runners here. Just worry about the out. The wind and the 1-2 pitch, and that one will be reached at and fouled off the end of the bat and out into right field. So the count stays at 1-2. There's probably not a lot these teams don't know about each other. They've seen everything the other one can throw at them for years and years. And the 1-2 pitch fastball, that one is in the turf. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. To Munoz at the plate. Bases juiced, full of Falcons. Bit of a jam for the Cards, and the pitch swung on, and that's a ground shot as sliding over and getting it is Calvillo. Now it'll be a foot race to the bag, and Calvillo gonna win it. It'll be a ground out to the first baseman as Calvillo picking up where he leaves off yesterday and bailing out the Cards. The Falcons lead them loaded. We have played a half inning, no score, as Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics. BTH Services and Rentals, LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red. BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
The Falcons threaten in the first, but come up empty. No runs on 1 hit, no errors committed by Eunice, and the bases left loaded. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. As leading it off, it'll be Isaac Morales. He'll be followed by Jose Calvillo, and then Tyson Coy. Granger, the sophomore righty on the hill for the Loving Falcons. Davis is his battery mate. Layoff Fierro on Suarez, and Austin, your infield first to third for Loving. Bunch, Tareen, and Allen in the outfield from left to right. Morales, Calvillo, and Coy. 1, 2, 3. Then Jones, Serrano, Brito. Middle third, and then Serna, Zamora, and Gallegos. Cardinals as a team on the year hitting .352 with 9 home runs and 187 RBIs. They're going to look to see if they can get the bats going early against the sophomore Granger on the hill for the Falcons. Great to have you with us on a beautiful afternoon for baseball here in West Albuquerque. Matter of fact, to get to this complex, you take the final exit before you leave Albuquerque. We're halfway to Grants, it feels like. So we are as far west as you can get and still be in Albuquerque, as Morales will step in to face Granger as Davis will flash out the signs. And Davis kicks and fires, and the first pitch is right down the slot for a called strike 1. Morales yesterday going 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI in that 12-0 victory in the quarters. And the next pitch, that'll be a fastball. Nips the outside corner and runs the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Infield playing pretty much normal positioning. Middle infielders Fierro and Suarez maybe back a little bit. Everybody else playing pretty well straight up. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be high for ball number 1. Never quite understood wasting a pitch when you're on a pitch limit like you are in high school now, but that is sometimes and oftentimes what'll happen. So 1 ball, 2 strike count to Morales leading it off. Granger will kick and fire, swung on, lifted high in the air to shallow right field. If it gets down, it could be trouble, and it will, as Allen reaches for it. Can't get it. Rounding first and heading to second is Morales. He's got good speed as Allen gets to it and heading into third. It'll be a leadoff triple to right field for Isaac Morales. He shot that one out there. Allen made a good play on it, but just missed it by less than 6 inches. If he lays out for it, he probably gets it. He does not. And so the leadoff triple to right, and the Cards are threatening here. Now Jose Calvillo to the plate. So the lefty first baseman ready to go is Granger from the stretch. He'll check the runners, come to the plate. First pitch, that one's inside, gets away from the catcher Davis, goes all the way back to the retaining wall, and sliding in on the pass ball is Isaac Morales. And the Eunice Cardinals take the early 1-0 lead on a triple, a passed ball, and a run scored. And ball one to Calvillo at the plate. Jose yesterday going 2 of 3 with a couple of runs scored. Also had a deep fly out to center. The lefty first baseman will step back in. Now the base is clear in a 1-0 count. Granger gets his sign from Davis, and he'll deal the 1-0 pitch. Fastball inside corner. Good pitch. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Nobody out. Eunice draws first blood in the 4-2A battle for the right to go play for the state championship tomorrow morning. And the 1-1 pitch, off-speed pitch swung on and golfed out to the first baseman, who picks it up as Leja scoops it out off of the hop, puts it in the glove, and then races to the bag and gets there in time. So the unassisted ground out to the right side to the first baseman, and there is one down now as Tyson Coy to the plate. Coy 1 for 3 yesterday. Had a single shot up the middle, and it was a hard one. So the Cardinals center fielder stepping in to face Granger. First pitch to Coy, and that one will be up for ball number 1. It's a 1-ball, no strike count. Coy is the hitter. Base is clear. Cardinals have already plated 1 to take the early lead here. Granger a little bit deliberate on the mound, and the sweeper going to nip the outside corner and even things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-ball, 1 strike count. 1-0 Eunice in the lead. After a leadoff triple by Isaac Morales. Then a wild pitch brought him home. Granger takes his time, now has what he wants, and the 1-1 pitch fastball, that one going to be away for ball number 2. So the 2-ball, 1 strike count. Winner will play either Santa Rosa or Hozo tomorrow on field 1 here at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex. 2-1 pitch swung on and missed as Coy takes a big hack at it. Comes up empty. And the count evens up at 2-2. Yeah, not playing the championship games anymore at UNM or at Isotopes Park. Other than the 5A, they still get to play at UNM, but nobody gets to play at Isotopes anymore. I think that's kind of sad, but nobody asked me. And the 2-2 pitch, that one is up high, ball 3, and so Coy will work the count full with 1 down and nobody on. Again, nothing at all wrong with this complex. It's still brand new, pretty much. All the fields are artificial turf. Limited seating, though, at most of the fields. I think about 500 seats over at field 1. And the payoff pitch to Coy, swung on and gets a piece of it to stay alive. Of course, there's something for these kids about getting to play in the D1 stadium. Of course, I'm sure Coach Almager remembers playing, 3 straight years at Isotopes Park. But you take what you get, and we'll play out here tomorrow if we can hold on and win. We'll do it again on the payoff pitch, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up and out of play over the press area. And so Coy will stay alive. Fights off a couple of pretty good pitches from Granger, so we got a pretty good battle moving here. Now it's 7 pitches, and the count remains full. Outfield playing about 2/3 of the way back. Infield, normal position. 6 for Fierro. He's about 10 feet out into right. And the payoff pitch, and that one is upstairs. Ball 4 as Coy works the walk. And that will put a man on first for the Eunice Cardinals with Tyson Jones to the plate. The Card DH yesterday. 0 for 1, but walked a couple of times, scored a couple of times, stole a couple of bases. So Jones, the lefty DH, will step up to the dish. Runner at first is Coy with good speed. Leah holds him on over there. And a step and a half out there for Coy. And a pickoff attempt by Granger. And back in easily under the tag is Coy. I think that was more Granger just letting him know that he realizes he's there. Coy says, all right, I'll get out to an even bigger lead this time. Granger stares back at him. Now he'll set at the letters and come to the plate to Jones, and that one sweeps across the plate for called strike one. So it's a no ball, 1 strike count. Cardinals lead this one 1-0, bottom of the first. Loving left the bases loaded in their half of the first. They may come to rue that by the end of the afternoon. A no ball, 1 strike count. Runner goes. Throw down from Davis is on the mark, but it'll bounce and get into the outfield. Charging up on it is Tarin. Gets to it fast enough that Coy can't recover and hop up and run to third, but Coy will have the stolen base. And they did say strike 2 to Jones at the plate. So Jones down 0-2, 1 down, but now another runner in scoring position. As Tyson Coy gets the steal. Granger trying to get out of this inning with no more damage being done other than the 1 run. He sets high, checks the runner. Nobody really holding him over there. And the 0-2 pitch swung on. In out swing, a little pop-up over, and that one is going to drop over the head of Suarez at shortstop. And then it's going to get past Bunch in the outfield. That will get a run home. It'll wind up being an E7, and the play at second is going to be not in time as Tyson Jones will cash in. The run will score. There won't be an RBI on it because of the E7. So Jones reaches on the E7, and the Cardinals will take a 2-0 lead. So an error costly there for the Loving Falcons. Suarez had trouble getting to that one as it kind of looped out and died, and then Bunch just misplayed it, reached down to try and grab it with his glove while he was leaning over, didn't put the body in front of it, and it scoots by him. So now Andres Serrano to the plate, runner in scoring position, 1 down, a 2-0 Cardinal lead. Battle of the Redbirds to go play for a Big Blue Trophy tomorrow. So Serrano sets as Granger will deal, and that one will be at the top of the zone, called strike 1. Andres yesterday, 0 for 2. He did have a sac ground out, but he'd like to keep the line moving here. The 2-0 Cardinal lead, bottom of the first inning. Jones with the lead off second. Fierro shading over to at least keep him honest. And the 0-1 pitch coming inside, and ding-dong. That is going to get Serrano right in the 5 in the back. So the hit batter will put the runner on as Serrano trots down to first. So now runners at first and second with Misa Brito, the young man, to the plate. Brito yesterday was officially 1 for 2, had an RBI single, then reached via an error. And also walked and scored, and here comes Coach Hernandez, and that may do it for Granger. And just the first inning with the Cardinals leading this one 2-0. So we'll see if he's going to leave Granger out there as Coach Hernandez having a long talk with his whole infield. Eunice leading this one 2-0. These two teams have played, the exception of the second game in their first doubleheader, have been pretty close games. Loving won 11-10. Then Eunice took the second game in that one 10-0. And of course, Eunice winning the second and, or rather the third and fourth games in the series. So the long discussion still allowed to go. While we've got a moment, big thanks to all of our great sponsors. You see them there on the bottom of your screen. You're hearing their spots. We could not do this without their help and support. Of course, we are not allowed to video from the state tournament. We don't think it's right that a certain organization charges you for that and still makes you sit through ads, but they won't let us do it. So that's the rules we have to play with, but thanks to those sponsors who make it possible all season long and all school year long to never have to charge you to watch your kids and your teams play. Eunice Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, do please subscribe. We would appreciate that. So the meeting at the mound is over as Granger still is the pitcher. Runner at first is Serrano, who was hit by the pitch. Runner at second is Jones, who reached via the air. Misa Brito, the lefty Cardinal, steps in, and he'll show bunt, pull it back, and the ball will be outside for ball number 1. No, it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Misa Brito at the plate. 1 out, 2 runs across, 2 on for the Cards. Trying to see if they can break things open here in the first, punch their ticket to tomorrow. Granger already deliberate, takes even more time with runners on the base paths. Brito shows bunt, pulls it back as that one sails outside for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count. Outfield playing pretty deep for Brito. Surprisingly, you've got Bunch and Allen, the 2 corner outfielders. They're actually shading towards their respective lines. Tarin playing straight away, so you've got huge holes in the gaps. 2-0 pitch on the way. Brito shows bunt again, pulls it back. Runners going down, and that one will slide in and burn down as Jones gets caught trying to steal. He'll be out 2-5 for out number 2. So caught stealing as the bunt and run was on. The problem is Brito didn't get it bunted. He missed it, and so it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count, and now 2 down. Serrano stays stapled over at first. So the Cards take a gamble, and it backfires on them. It costs them an out. And now it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Brito at the plate. Good lead for Serrano over at first. And the 2-1 pitch fastball. That one will be away for ball number 3. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Brito. If Brito can find his way on, Bubba Serna waits on deck. You'd like to see him come up with runners on and a chance to really help his own cause. Even though Bubba bats deep in the lineup, he does have a little pop in that bat. As Granger delivers the 3-1, the sweeper hits the inside corner on the lefty Brito, and that will run the count full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs across for the Cards on a sunny, warm afternoon here in West Albuquerque. As Brito settles back in, Granger takes a look over at first. Serrano with a big lead over there. And he will go on the payoff pitch, swung on, and that's a chopper up the middle, and it'll be handled by Suarez coming across, and he will fire from second over to Leja at first. Suarez had to come a long way, but catches it behind second and then makes a strong throw to first in time to get Brito 6-3 for out number 3. But 2 runs come across as the Cardinals take the early 2-0 lead. We head to the second. Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated. Located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice, they're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9 Elijah and number 15 Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
For the Cardinals, they get 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error committed by the Loving Falcons, and 1 runner left on. So we head to the second, and another hit batter, as that'll be the 3rd hit batter for Bubba Serna, Ryan Davis. I think he kind of stuck the gut and the chest out over there, but Davis is hit by the first pitch. That'll be Serna's 3rd hit batter, as we just now are underway here in the top of the second inning. Eunice, though, leading this one 2-0. Welcome back to West Albuquerque. So now it'll be Exodus Fierro to the plate. So Davis, Fierro, Granger, 7, 8, and 9, and 7 stands on first. He does have a courtesy runner, and I'll catch that number as I can. Fastball away, and that'll be ball 1 to Fierro. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Just waiting for that young man over at first to turn around so I can see his number. He's on running for Davis. 1-0 count to Fierro at the plate, and that one will be low for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count to Exodus Fierro, the number 8 hitter. Marquise Granger, the pitcher, waits on deck. And the 2-0 pitch, check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that'll make it a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Davis over at first running. It's a courtesy runner over there. That may be Echeverria. And the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot foul over towards the Loving dugout. And leaving things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fierro. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Morales sets up on the inside half, and the 2-2 pitch is going to be in the dirt. And we'll run the count full to Exodus Fierro. So the 3-ball, 2-strike count to Fierro. Second hitter of the inning to come to the plate. Davis was hit by the pitch. And the payoff pitch swung on, and that one fouled off into the netting just to the right of the Eunice dugout. Cardinals have the dugout down the third baseline. Falcons are down the first baseline. A red and white matchup. And the payoff pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Could be a double up, as charging in is going to be Brito, but he misplays the ball, and it'll drop. They will fire it over to second to get the force on Leyva, who was running. And so Leyva is going to be forced out at second. And so Leyva on the force out. He'll be out 9-5 for out number 1. Fierro will reach on the little bloop single to right. And so now it'll be Marquise Granger to the plate with 1 down, 1 on. Eunice catching a little bit of a break there, that one didn't get further away. And that'll be a hard shot. Find its way through between third and short out into left field as Baeza comes up with it as Marquise Granger takes the first pitch he sees and laces it out into left field. So now runners at first and second, and turn it back over to the top of this Falcon lineup with Trey Tarin at the plate. Granger at first, Fierro at second. And the pitch to Tarin, fastball outside corner, strike 1. Tarin with the infield single his last time up. I think we've got a courtesy runner for the pitcher Granger over at first. I'll catch his number as we can. 0-1 pitch curveball. Oh, that one doesn't break at all, and Tarin has to duck under the low bridge, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Granger at first, Fierro at second, just 1 down. Eunice leading 2-0 as a ball comes in from next door. Still 1 ball, 1 strike count. From the stretch, Cerna deals, swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side as Brito shading towards the line, reaches up, makes the grab, and then will make a strong throw all the way across the diamond to Serrano to keep Fierro stapled over at second. So it's a long fly out to right, and there is 2 down now as Brito kind of makes up for the little boo-boo a minute ago. And now Diego Leyva to the plate. Leja. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the second. Eunice leading this one 2-0, and the pitch swung on. That one's hit high in the air out towards the gap in right center. Going out is Serrano, or Brito and Coy. It falls between them. That'll get 1 run home. That'll get 2 runs home as Coy will deal it in, and the play, no play at the plate as that one is going to be cut off. But it'll be a 2 RBI double for Leja out to the alley in right center. That will cash in Fierro. It'll cash in Granger, and we got a new ball game at 2-all here. Have to wonder why Brito and Coy were both playing only about maybe a third of the way back, and that one hit much harder than that. So now Suarez will step in, and the first pitch from Bubba Cerna right on the outside corner, and that will be strike number 1. That you would expect nothing less than a tight game between these two teams, all knotted up at 2 as Cerna deals, and that one will be low for ball number 1. Evens things up at a ball and a strike, so that will not help Bubba's ERA much. And under a 1 ERA for the season. That'll take it to over 1, I would think. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him to chase a changeup on Suarez well out in front of strike number 2. A bit of a jam here. And a tie ball game. And the 1-2 pitch fastball in the dirt gets away momentarily from Morales. He actually sat on it like an egg. Found it quickly. Gets it in to keep Leja over at second base. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Number 3 hitter on Suarez to the plate. He flew out to center his last time up. 1-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little bloop shot. Going to fall in and takes a weird bounce over the head of Zamora. Zamora had pulled up, waiting on it to bounce, to grab it and toss it to first, but instead of bouncing up, it bounced to the left. And so an infield bloop single. And now there are Falcons at the corners with their cleanup hitter, Sean Austin, to the plate. Austin a strikeout victim his last time up, but weirdness abounds. Some funny hops as the runner goes, and they're just going to let Suarez go on down to second. So now runners at first and second, and it was ball 1 at the plate to Austin. So a 1-ball, no-strike count. 2-all here in the second. Swung on and missed as a high fastball run by Austin. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Cards and the Falcons, the 2 district opponents, going at it for the chance to play for a state title. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got him with a breaking ball there. Austin well out in front of it, and it'll be strike 2. So now 1-ball, 2-strike count. Good crowd on hand from Lee and Eddy counties, as you would expect. And the pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up, sit him down. Austin goes down swinging for the second time in the ball game, and that ends the inning. But the damage is done as 2 runs come across for Loving in their half of the second. An inning and a half in the books, all tied at 2. Cardinals State Tournament baseball continues in a moment.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
For the Loving Falcons in the top of the second, they played 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors committed by Eunice, and 1 runner left on. We go to the bottom of the second, all tied at 2. It'll be the bottom third of the lineup due up for the Cardinals. That'll be Serna, Zamora, and Gallegos. 7, 8, and 9 due up for your Cards. So welcome back here to the Jennifer Riot and Spark Kindness Sports Complex. Yes, that is a mouthful. So Serna will lead off. He was 1 for 1 yesterday, walked twice, had an RBI double and scored. So Serna leading it off for the Cardinals. Granger still on the hill for the Falcons. Has the makings of maybe a run fest as Bubba takes a big hack at the first one and comes up empty. And that'll be strike 1. I think smart pitching there for Granger or the Falcon pitching coach, because Bubba was sitting dead red and he got a changeup. Was out in front and over the top of it. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Davis sets up on the outside and the 0-1 pitch, fastball away. He wanted it out, it went out. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So it's a 1-ball, 1 strike count. Bubba Serna leading it off. Serna, Zamora, Gallegos, 7, 8, 9. Due up for the Cards. We are all tied at 2 apiece. 1-1 pitch, curveball swung on and lifted high in the air and foul out of play. That one hanging up a little too far inside, and Serna jumping on it in a heartbeat. And now trailing in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thanks for being with us on a beautiful afternoon for baseball here in Albuquerque. It's 2 Southeast New Mexico teams going at it. Love that we come up here and wind up playing district games. As the 1-2 pitch, fastball swung on. That one is lifted high in the air to shallow left field as the center fielder, that's Tarin, calls off bunch and gets it as it tails a little bit into the alley. So it'll be a fly out to center, and there is 1 down for the Cards here in the bottom of the second. Now it'll be Luis Zamora to the plate. Luis yesterday was 2 for 3. Had a couple of hits, couple RBIs, couple runs scored. Also reached on a fielder's choice. He was on every single time. And now the umpire is going to get together, and I don't know what they could possibly be talking about here. They decide they want to talk about something. So again, not sure what the discussion was about. I think maybe all I can figure is maybe a question about Granger's delivery. Maybe just wanted to ensure that they're keeping an eye on his delivery, make sure he's throwing it clean. It's not a balk. It doesn't look like it from up here, but I'm not downfield level. So Granger will deal to Zamora, and Luis will take that one high in the air. Out to shallow left field. Charging in on it is Bunch. He just had to come in about 10 steps on it, put the glove up, and make the grab for out number 2. So quickly 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals as Randy Gallegos to the plate. Gallegos yesterday was 1 for 1. Also walked a couple times, stole a base, scored, had an RBI. Good game for Randy in that 12-0 win yesterday. So now 2 down, nobody on is Gallegos to the plate. Slightly open stance for the slightly built Cardinal second baseman. As Granger kicks and fires, and that one will be in the turf for ball number 1. So the 1 ball, no strike count. It is win or go home here at the state tournament. Cardinals and the Falcons going at it. Battle of the Birds. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one a curveball that doesn't break quite enough. Gallegos was jumping out of the way out of it. It broke, but missed the inside of the plate for ball 2. A pretty good pitch if Granger could control that one. Gallegos does set up pretty close to the plate. So it's a 2 ball, no strike count. Granger deals that curveball, doesn't break enough. He tried a noon to sixer, and it broke, but not enough to come through the zone. And so now 3-0 the count. I would bet the take sign is on for Gallegos here. Play the percentages, and stepping out and asking for time is Gallegos. It was granted. Winner of this game moves on to tomorrow morning, 9:30, right back here at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex, where the small schools will all be playing their championships this year. 3-0 pitch, and that one is, called strike 1 as Gallegos had tossed the bat and was heading down. You never, ever take off until the umpire gives you permission to, or it will be a strike every single time, and I think that was a case of that right there. The ump said, oh, yeah, you think it's a walk? Think again. So now a 3 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch to Gallegos, and that one for sure is away for ball number 4. So a 2-out walk as Gallegos will trot down to first, and that will turn things over to Isaac Morales. Morales 1 for 1, led off the game with a triple, and then scored on a passed ball. So runner at first, 2 down. The Cardinals going to try and find a little 2-out magic here. With the top of the lineup back to the plate. Granger looks into Davis for his sign. Now he'll check on Gallegos with good speed over at first. Leha holds him on. Line in the first pitch, and that one will be away for ball number 1 to Morales. So the 1 ball, no strike count. Wind starting to pick up just a little bit here out on the West Mesa. We have a wonderful view of some dusty, dirty hills behind us. Most every field in Albuquerque points towards the Sandias. This one does not. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be in the turf for ball number 2. Davis up with it and basically daring Gallegos over at first to try and do something. Randy retreats over to first. Davis with a pretty good arm. He already does have a throw out today on an attempted steal. Coach Hernandez comes out, barks something at his infield. Fierro and Suarez are both playing very deep at their respective positions up the middle. They're both in the outfield. And the pitch swung on and missed as a curveball. Morales out in front of that one. Wasn't ready for the break. And misfires on it, so now it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. So with a 2 ball, 1 strike count, Granger very deliberate, especially with runners on. Gallegos over at first. Leah holds him on. Wide in the 2-1 pitch, and that one will be inside and low for ball number 3. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Good hitters count here. If Coach Almager gives Morales the green light to go for it. Rangers kind of struggled with his control a little bit the last couple hitters. So now a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Gallegos with a good lead off of first. Granger working the right side of the rubber, and they will call the balk on Granger. And so that will advance the runner as Gallegos will go down to second on the balk. And so we'll retry it with Morales at the plate. So it will advance the runner on the balk. So now runner in scoring position. And we'll redo it with 3-1 to Morales. So Morales a 3-1 count after the balk by Granger. That had to have been what they were talking about a few minutes ago. Granger does set at the belt, checks on the runner. And the 3-1 pitch, that one will be in the turf for ball number 4. So back-to-back walks, and the Cards in business with runners at first and second. And now Jose Calvillo to the plate. Jose with a hard ground out to his opposite number, Leja, back in the first inning. So he is 0 for 1, but he did hit the ball hard, but right at Leja, who is not going to be holding on Morales over at first. He's going to go back deep, almost behind the bag at first. As Coach Almager asking a question about the umpire, and maybe about the delivery, and about the way that Granger is setting and setting up. If anybody knows anything about pitching, it would be Tyler Almager. Saw him deal an awful lot at the state tournament over the years. Can't believe he's the head coach now. It makes me feel old. So now it'll be Calvillo to the plate. Runners at first and second. Morales at first. Gallegos at second. Calvillo at the plate. And the first pitch, and Jose will take that one. It is a high bouncer, as waiting to get to it is Fierro at second. He will toss it over, and not in time, as diving in is Calvillo. He will have the infield single on the high bouncer. Fierro having to wait a long time for that one to come down, but Calvillo is down hard and not feeling good at first base. That would be a huge loss for the Cardinals if he is not good, and he is holding on to the shoulder. This does not look good for the Cardinals. You should never dive into first base, kids. It's always faster if you just run it out. So the training staff going to come out. We'll take an injury timeout. Cardinal baseball continues in a moment.
Owned and operated since 2006, their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360. Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 394-8828. Call 394-8828. Or swing by Redbird Garage at 1800 North Main Street in Eunice and meet the new owners, Josh and Erica Jones. Redbird Garage is your hometown mechanic shop, committed to always doing what's right for you and your vehicle. Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids with their academics and athletics. They realize that balancing both is challenging and appreciate their determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they are cheering them on all the way. Bart and his crew say, "Go Eunice Cardinals!"
And welcome back, as fortunately Jose Calvillo is up and heading back towards the dugout, but he is holding on to his right shoulder. You hate to see that, as he was trying to leg out an infield single, which he did, but he dove into the bag at first, landed very awkwardly and kind of on his side, almost having a collision with Leja, and he will be out. And Wilson, that's Ethan Wilson, will come in to run. Welcome back, a 2-all ball game. And the base is loaded full of Cardinals now, with Tyson Coy to the plate. As Tyler Almager asking for timeout, he wants to check on something. But Jose Calvillo, you certainly hope he's okay, as Ethan Wilson on to run for him, and I would guess probably on to play the rest of the game at first base here. Almager going to walk all the way out and talk to the first base umpire. And now we got Lucas Lopez running out. So actually, I think they're going to have Lopez go on to run, as they'll send Wilson back to the dugout. So Lucas Lopez will be the one running. I'll make myself a note of that before I'll get confused, as we've had a very long break for the injury timeout here. They're going to, I think, rightly and correctly allow Granger a couple of warm-up pitches. They're going to let him warm back up just a little bit. While we have a moment, big thank you to all of our great sponsors. You see them, you hear them. We couldn't do this without their help and support all season long. Football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, making it possible for us to do these. So now Tyson Coy steps in. Coy worked the walk his last time up, also scored a run back in the first. First pitch to Granger, curveball. That one is going to go 11-5 through the zone on the inside for a called strike one. So a no ball, 1 strike count. Bases loaded for the Cardinals, but 2 outs. We are all tied at 2 here in the bottom of the second inning. As we await the 0-1, and swung on, and that one will be chopped foul over to Coach Almager in the first base coach's box. So Coy now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Going to have to do what you can to protect the plate for the Cardinals center fielder. Everybody pretty much back at their normal positions, with the bases loaded but 2 outs. Outfield playing fairly deep and straight up. So a no ball, 2 strike count. Granger ready to go. He'll deal to Coy. Swung on, popped up over on the right side as Leja into foul ground behind first base and drops it. And they are going to call foul ball. Looked like he had a foot in fair territory, but the ump right there on top of it says foul ball. So everybody goes back. So a deep breath there for Tyson Coy, as he will get another crack at it. Count stays, no balls, 2 strikes. Thanks for being with us here at the Sports Complex in West Albuquerque. 2A semifinals this afternoon. Eunice and Loving going at it for a right to play for a state title tomorrow. Everybody getting big leads at their respective bases, but nobody holding them on. And the 0-2 to Coy, and that one will be high for ball number 1. Good eye for Tyson. So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Coy at the plate. Granger from back just the regular delivery, working right in the middle of the rubber. Now he'll step off the rubber as he asks Davis to roll the signs again. Tyson back in, choked up on the bat just a little bit, and the 1-2 pitch swung on. That's a hard shot bouncer handled by Austin, and he will throw it across the diamond, chooses to do that, and it is in time to get Coy 5-3 for out number 3, and so the Cardinals threaten but come up empty in the second. We're all tied at 2, heading to the third. This is Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball.
Liability. Located at 3529 North Del Paso Hobbs, Thomas Welding is your trusted partner for top quality welding and industrial services. They specialize in carbon and stainless welding, operate an ASMER stamp code shop, and provide roustabout services, dirt work, equipment rental, sandblasting, and coating. Owned and operated by Justin Thomas, who says we take pride in serving our community and are a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. For expert craftsmanship and dependable service, call Thomas Welding today.
Outlaw Grill, the perfect spot for family dinners and date nights. Craving something extraordinary? Outlaw Grill serves up delicious fire-grilled steaks, fresh seafood, and authentic Italian pasta, flavors you won't find anywhere else. Dine in or call ahead for a quick and easy gourmet meal in Hobbs, 575-392-2012, or the Eunice location, 575-942-2466. Proudly supporting Lee County athletics and academics, Outlaw Grill is your go-to for great food and community spirit. Come taste the difference at Outlaw Grill today.
And welcome back to Eunice Cardinal Baseball on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Cards threatened but come up empty in the second. They get no runs on one hit, no errors committed, but the base is left loaded. So we head to the third inning with this one knotted up at 2 apiece. Welcome back. I'm TJ Miracle. And congratulations to the Lovington Lady Wildcats. Understand that they have knocked off Aztec, and they will be back in action here in a little while in the final elimination round game of the day. So I'll get you more info on that as Tiff and Evie can get it to me. And so we start this one, and that will be a chop shot. It'll be backhanded at third, and then a long throwaway across the diamond to get Barrett Bunch as Serrano throws it over to Calvillo, and Bunch is down hard as he dove in for first. Calvillo did that in the last inning, and he was injured, and Bunch is up, and he's not feeling good, and it will be a long out number one. So 5-3 for out number one, 5, 6, 7. Now it'll be Munoz to the plate. He grounded out hard to first, and good news, if you're a Cardinal fan, as Jose Calvillo is back out there. He's rubbing on the right shoulder quite a bit, but he is back out there. So now the DH, and that'll be a chop shot as scooping that one up is Zamora, and he will flip it across the diamond easily, 6-3. So another bouncer. The turf here at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex, and the way some of these guys are hitting it, and I've heard this from a couple of people about other games going on, this turf almost acts like a trampoline, so guys are almost intentionally trying to slam it into the ground to see if they can get bounces. So that'll be Davis to the plate, and he'll take the first pitch and foul it off into the screening for strike number one. So it's a no ball, 1 strike count. Cardinals and the Falcons knotted at 2 here in this top of the third inning. And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that one is heading over to the field next door on the right side. And so Davis now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes, as Bubba Cerna on the hill trying to get his first clean inning of the ball game. And the 0-2 swung on, and that one is going to be popped up on the right side, and that one is going to twirl into the Loving dugout, or rather bullpen. So the count stays, no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Ryan is going to eat one again. So the hit by pitch, that is the 4th hit batter for Bubba Cerna today. Ouch. And so it keeps things moving as Exodus Fierro to the plate. Fierro dumped a little bloop single into right his last time up and scored. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game, and now he's got Davis over at second. And that will be Leyva on to run for him once again. So now the number 8 hitter, it's a hard shot on the ground. Gallegos handles it, takes 2 steps, and will flip it over to Calvillo. Plenty of time, 4-3 for out number 3. So a hit batter does not come back to haunt the Cardinals as we've played 2.5, tied at 2, as the Lovington, or rather the Eunice Cardinals and the Loving Falcons playing here in the semifinals. We'll be back in just a minute here on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
In the top of the third inning for the Loving Falcons, they get no runs on no hits, no errors committed by Eunice, and one runner is left on after the hit by pitch, but it does not come back to haunt them. Due up for your Eunice Cardinals in the bottom of the third. It'll be the middle third of the lineup, so that'll be Jones, Serrano, and Brito, 4, 5, and 6. Due up for the Cards. Welcome back. I'm TJ Miracle, and getting word that the Lovington Lady Cats across the county basically over at Rio Rancho knocked off Aztec. Still waiting on a final score from that one, but they will play in the Elimination Championship coming up here in about a half hour from in Rio Rancho. We got a good one here in West Albuquerque, in the first pitch to Jones on the outside corner for a called strike one. No balls, one strike the count. Jones, Serrano, and Brito. Jones reaching on an error his last time up and then got thrown out trying to steal third. No ball, one strike count. Granger still on the bump. Davis still his battery mate. 0-1 pitch, and Jones will take that one a little flare out into shallow center field. Will drop in. Terrene charges in on it and will get it, but Jones just taking what they gave him and punches it out into shallow center field for the leadoff single. And the Cards are in business here in the bottom of the third inning. And getting word that Lovington knocked Aztec out 1-0. So a very close game in that elimination game between the 3 and 4 teams over in the 4A softball. So now Andres Serrano to the plate. Andres was hit by a pitch and left stranded at first his last time up. As Granger will step off and has to do some adjusting. But he's ready now, and from the stretch. And so Serrano back in. Runner at first is Jones, and the pitch, and that one will be in the turf for ball number 1 to Serrano. So the 1 ball, no strike count. Bottom of the third inning, all knotted up at 2 apiece. Between the number 1 Eunice Cardinals and the 5-seeded Loving Falcons. Winner will move on to play either the 2 or 3. That's Hozo and Santa Rosa respectively tomorrow morning for the state championship. And the 1-0 pitch and the breaking ball goes 11-5, top of the zone, called strike one. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Misa Brito waits on deck. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Lead off over at first is Jones. Pretty good lead off over there. And now the 1-1 pitch, fastball away. That will be ball number 2 to Serrano. There was a little action in the pen earlier for Loving. Not seeing anybody up in there now. I guess they're going to let Granger see if he can work through it. He struggled a little bit in the first inning, but has since settled down, and his team has gotten him back in this one. We are tied at 2. Jones with the lead off of first. Granger is a very deliberate pitcher, and the 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got Serrano to chase a high fastball. And it'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2 ball, 2 strike count. As we click towards 1:30, we are 2.5 innings into a 7-inning game. We've played for over an hour. A lot of weirdness in this one. And timeout asked for and up. We're going to have another balk. So the balk called. That'll be the second balk called on Granger, and that will advance Jones down to second. So a runner in scoring position. As Coach Hernandez comes out, he wants an explanation. And he's showing him about his foot and about how he comes set. He does tend to set up high and then kind of shift his back foot a little bit and then kind of rock back to straight up and down. And so you could consider that as starting your motion and then stopping it, which is the definition of a balk. So the balk will put a runner at second. Second balk called on the sophomore Granger. And it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Andres Serrano at the plate. Balk last inning moved Gallegos over to second. So nobody out as Jones leads off a second. Nobody holding him on infield. Stays at double play depth, which is a bit odd. And the 2-2 pitch popped up over on the right side. Charging in is the first baseman. As looking up is Davis, the catcher, but loses it in the sun and is a wind up hitting the concrete retaining wall. And so the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Hope we are right back here for a state championship series, state championship game. Cardinals, of course, runners up last year. Trying to put another big blue trophy in the big red trophy case. Even though the red ones match better, the red ones aren't as good as the blue ones because the blue ones mean you won the whole thing. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Coming up on it is on Suarez. He will fire across the diamond in plenty of time to get Serrano. It'll be 6-3 for out number 1, but it will move Jones over to third. So the potential go-ahead run just 90 feet away now with Misa Brito to the plate. Brito with a hard ground out to on Suarez to end the first inning. He is 0 for 1. The young lefty outfielder will step in. So Jones stands at third. So the balk may wind up being a big deal here. No, just 1 down now, and Brito to the plate. Infield now going to be playing in against Brito. They're going to try and cut down the run, and that'll be a hard shot, and it will go right to Lehigh first. And he will take 6 steps over and step on that one. So the ground out and was playing in, and so no chance for Jones to go. And quickly 2 down now is Bubba Cerna to the plate. Cerna with a fly out with authority, if you will, to deep center last time up to lead off the second. And they're just going to put Bubba on. They're going to issue the intentional pass. So that'll be the 4th walk, and that'll put Cardinals at the corners. We will have a pinch runner in for the pitcher. As trotting out there will be Hyan Castro. So Castro to run for Cerna. If I'm Luis Zamora, I'm going, oh yeah, you walk Bubba to get to me? Let's see what happens. Luis with a long fly out to left his last time up. Shrinking violet, if you will, with the bat. So now going to try and make the Falcons pay with 2 down and Cardinals on the corners. Third baseman Austin in just a little bit, and a pickoff attempt, and they will burn down Castro. They got him leaning, and he got burned. He'll be out 1-3 on the pickoff, and that will end the Cardinal threat in the third. We head to the 4th, all knotted up at 2 apiece. It's the Cardinals and the Falcons here on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
For the Cardinals, they threaten in their half of the third, but come up empty. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the top of the 4th. It'll be 9-1-2. That is Granger, Tarin, and Lehigh due up for the Loving Falcons. I'm TJ Miracle. Welcome back here. to the Jennifer Riordan Spark Kindness Sports Complex. Yes, it is a mouthful. So a single for Granger his last time up, and he will take a hack at strike number 1. Bubba Cerna still on the hill. It is win or go home. You win this game, you play for a state title tomorrow. Cerna quickly to work. The 0-1 pitch curveball bounces off the plate, and they say, yep, he went around. The appeal down to the umpire at third said, yep, he broke it. And so that'll be a no ball, 2-strike count. Well, Tyler Almager going to come out. He wants to have a word with the ump. I'm not sure what about here, but I'm just asking for some clarification, I think. We've had a little bit of everything in this game. So Granger now down, no balls, 2 strikes. Cerna quickly to work, and the 0-2 pitch fastball swung on, and that one is out of play over our heads, straight back, so the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. So the no ball, 2-strike count. Granger, Terine, Lehan, 9-1-2 due up, and the 0-2 pitch took something off of that one and fighting it off and dribbling it weakly over to the Eunice dugout. Granger will stay alive as the pitcher for the Falcons tries to help his own cause here. 0-2 on the way again, swung on, and that one popped up and out of play. Granger's fought off 3 consecutive pitches to stay alive. At 0-2, we're in the top of the 4th inning, all knotted up at 2. You kind of got the feeling that the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this game. The 0-2 pitch swung on. That one will be popped up onto the infield as Cerna comes over between the foul line on the third base side of things and the rubber and makes the grab. So Granger pops it up to the pitcher, and there is one down as you turn it back over to the top of the Falcon lineup with Trey Terine. Terine 1 for 2. Infield single in the first, and then flew out to right in the second. And the first pitch to him, curveball swung on and missed. And that will be strike number 1. So the no ball, 1-strike count. Outfield playing about halfway back. The 0-1 pitch took something off of that one, and the changeup will nip the outside corner. Very called, strike 2. So the no ball, 2-strike count to Terine. 1 down for Loving. They're half of the 4th. That's top 4, and that one will be away for ball 1. As Cerna trying to get Terine to chase. Probably not going to happen with the leadoff hitter much. Line and the 1-2 pitch curveball swung on, and that one will be popped up into shallow center field. Could be trouble on the run. It is Coy at full throttle, comes up and makes the grab on the run. Could have been trouble. Winds up just being a soft fly out to center for 2 down. So now that'll bring Diego Leha to the plate. Leha hit by a pitch in the first, then a 2 RBI double in the second. So he will step in, 2 outs, nobody on in the first pitch. That one will be away for ball number 1. To the Loving first baseman. Leha steps out a minute, now back in the open stance, the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be a cutter away. And it's a 2-ball, no-strike count. Got to think maybe they're not going to pitch around Leha, but they're not exactly going to give him much to handle in the 2-0 pitch. I say that, and Bubba rears back and says, here's my best, hit it if you can. If you can hit it, you can have it. And Leha couldn't that time. So the wind and the 2-1 pitch, he comes at him with the fastball again, and that one gets shot out of play on the right side, foul. So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Okay, so he's come at him with a curveball, a sweeper, now 2 fastballs. Is he setting him up for the change? 2-2 pitch, and it is the change, and it'll be ball number 3. And they say that, yes, he did go around. The check swing got him. Ring him up, sit him down as Morales dropped it, throws it to Calvillo. So it is a clean inning, 1-2-3, go the Falcons. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, still knotted at 2. It's the Eunice Cardinals and the Loving Falcons on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red! BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
We have the first clean inning of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It is 1-2-3. Go the Falcons as we head to the bottom of the fourth. We are at the halfway mark of this one, all knotted up at 2 apiece. I'm TJ Miracle, Zamora, Gallegos, and Morales. It'll be 8-9-1 due up for the Cards as they try and break open this 2-all ball game. And getting word from Cleveland High School, looks like the Lovington Lady Cats, if they want to play for a state title tomorrow in Class 4A softball, they'll have to face a familiar opponent. Gee, big shock. They'll be taking on Artesia once again. That game scheduled to start here in about 10 minutes over on Lovington Sports YouTube. But back here at this one, Zamora flew out to right his last time up. Flew out to left his last time up, and he will take the first pitch from Granger High for ball number 1. Helps if you can read your own handwriting. So fly out to left. So Zamora back in. Already choked up on the bat as Granger deals, and the curveball swung on and fouled back to the screen as the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Cards and the Falcons battling it out here to see who gets to play for a state championship tomorrow. No, it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Davis has flashed the sign. Sets up on the outside. And the 1-1 pitch breaking ball, and that one is inside for ball number 2. So it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. So it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Zamora. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and getting a piece of that one to, well, not to stay alive, but it'll run the count to 2-2. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. At the plate, Zamora leads it off. Zamora, Gallegos, Morales. Granger still on the hill, has now gone 4+, given up a couple of runs, both of them earned. And he'll deal the 2-2 to Luis, and that one will be low and in, ball 3. And so running the count full, Zamora leading it off and would like to get on the base paths. At this point, you need runners. You've got a feeling, again, that might come down to a late mistake. These two teams are going at it. And the payoff pitch on the way, swung on and missed as Luis chases a high one. That is the first K of the ball game for Granger. And there is one down now for the Cardinals with Randy Gallegos to the plate. Randy walked his last time up, was left stranded on the base paths. So one down here, bottom 4. As Gallegos in, Granger, the very deliberate worker, takes his time from the regular wind. And the first pitch to Gallegos, check swing, did he go? Nope, he held it. It'll be ball number 1. So it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Gallegos at the plate. Davis flashing the signs. Austin in at third. 1-0 pitch, and that one's high for ball number 2. Loving uses some very interesting infield configurations. They've got Austin in on the cutout. They've got Swanderson and Fierro back playing 10 feet into the outfield, and they've got Leia basically playing behind the bag at first. Fastball inside corner, called strike 1. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count, still a good hitter's count. So just interesting positioning for Coach Hernandez. Not traditional, to be sure. Now he's bringing Allen in from right field, almost out with the second baseman. Curveball against Gallegos, and that'll be called strike two, and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's the 2-ball, 2-strike count. 1 down. Gallegos at the plate in a 2-all ball game. Isaac Morales waits on deck. 2-2 delivery on the way to Gallegos. Swung on, lifted high in the air out to center field, and running over and moving to his left is Tarin. Has to come about 10 steps over into the alley on the move and gets Gallegos on the fly out to center, and 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals. As that will turn it back over to Isaac Morales. Tripled to lead off the game, then walked and was left stranded. He has one of the 2 runs on the board for the Cardinals. So now 2 down, though, nobody on. Morales steps in, and Granger will deal high and away for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strike count. Morales can find his way on. Calvillo on deck. Good to see Jose back up and moving around. He did come in right after the long injury timeout we had earlier. 1-0 pitch swung on and shot back to the screen. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Oops, let me get the bug fixed. There we go. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Let's try that. To Morales at the plate. Davis relays out the signs. And Granger ready to go. And the 1-1 pitch. And that one will be a fastball in the inside corner. Good pitch. And that'll be strike 2. This inning, Granger has started throwing that more inside. And so far, it has worked. So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. There is no tomorrow if you lose this one. The 1-2 pitch swung on and a defensive check swing foul. Goes rolling down past the Loving dugout towards their bullpen. So Morales will live to see another pitch. So a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And now Granger deals, and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Fierro deep in the hole at second, gets it on the run, fires it over to first, skips it into Leja, who stretches out and scoops it out in time. 4-3 if you're keeping score at home, and it's a clean inning for Loving as they get Eunice 1-2-3. We head to the 5th, all knotted up at 2. Eunice Cardinal State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment.
Is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated, located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice. They're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9, Elijah, and number 15, Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The Cardinals go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th inning, due up for the Loving Falcons. It'll be the heart of the order. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 on Suarez, Austin, and Bunch. Welcome back to the Spark Kindness Sports Complex in far west Albuquerque. I'm TJ Miracle. Tiffany B keeping an eye and an ear on everything back at One Radio Square today. A lot going on with all of the ball games, and of course softball continuing here in just a little while. You got Lovington Artesia going at it once again. So best of luck to the Lady Cats trying to knock off Artesia and find their way through to play silver tomorrow morning for a state title over at UNM. So best of luck to them. But back here to the baseball game, also a state championship on the line. Suarez will step in. He is 1 for 2, and the first pitch will be inside from Cerna, and that will be ball number 1. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Something going on over on the field next to us. Tight game over there, too, and swung on and missed. Suarez takes a big hack at that one, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Morales sets up well outside, and the curveball is going to be dumped into center field. Sitting back on that one and waiting on it Suarez just swats it out to center for the leadoff single. And now it is the Loving Falcons trying to get something going here in the 5th. So now it'll be Austin to the plate. Sean Austin 0 for 2 in the ball game. 3 strikeouts for Cerna, and 2 of them are Austin. So a huge lead over there for Suarez. And the pitch to Austin, that'll be a chop shot. Coming up with it is going to be Serrano. He'll toss it across the diamond, but not in time, as Austin will leg it out. Serrano had to come over into right at the bag at third, a little bit behind it, and then make a long cross-body throw. So it'll be an infield single. So back-to-back singles for the Falcons, and they are moving here with Bunch, and he will bunt one. Popping it up and then bobbling it is Cerna. He'll fire to first, and he'll get it to Calvillo in time, but it'll be a 1-3 sack bunt as that moves Suarez to third and Austin to second. So 1 down now, but a jam for the Cardinals as J.C. Munoz to the plate. Munoz 0 for 2. Hard ground out to Calvillo in the first, then grounded out to the shortstop in the third. And so now he steps in 0 for 2, but with a chance to do some damage. Infield moves in. They're going to try and cut the run off if they can. First pitch swung on. That one is lifted high in the air, and it will go foul down the right field line out at the 330 mark. Hits the wall out there, but in foul ground, so it'll be a long and loud strike 1. If you've got a strikeout in you, Bubba Cerna, you need it right here. As Brito takes him a minute to collect and corral the ball, to move it in, get it back in, and to move into his position. Infielders are playing in. Going to try and cut off the run at home if it's on the ground. 0-1 pitch, and that'll be a curveball. It is in there for strike 2 to Munoz. So now Munoz down, no balls, 2 strikes. A leadoff single, and then an infield single, then a sac bunt. And the 0-2 pitch in there, called strike 3, ring him up, sit him down. Strikeout looking as Munoz goes down on 3 straight pitches looking as he heads over to the dugout. He is mad at himself. We've all been there, young man. So now it'll be Ryan Davis to the plate. He's eaten it twice. And the first pitch to Davis is up and away for ball number 1. Yeah, he's been hit by the pitch twice. First one, I think he kind of invited. He kind of stuck the chest out. 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one's back to the screen. Even things up at 1-1. When he got hit back in the third inning, he was trying to twist out of the way an inside fastball from Cerna. So now a 1-ball, 1-strike count. There are 2 down. Curveball, and hits him for the 3rd time. That one hits him. So the hit by pitch will load him up. That is the 5th hit batter for Bubba Cerna, as he is having some control problems today. But it is still a 2-2 ball game. Giving up 7 hits through 4 2/3. 2 runs, both of them earned. And so Coach Hernandez is out. He's barking at the official. I really don't think Bubba is hitting anybody on purpose there. I don't. Lave will check in to run for Davis, and that'll be Exodus Fierro to the plate. Single to right back in the first, then grounded out to end the third. And he'll take the first pitch, and it's a line shot through into left field. Baeza going to get it. That'll get 1 run home, though. Play at the plate, and that'll get 2 runs home. And then a throw down to third, not going to be in time, and that one is going to get away from Serrano, and that'll get a 3rd run home. It'll be a 2 RBI single for Fierro that'll cash in on Suarez. It'll cash in Austin, and then Leyva running for Davis will score on an E2. There's the error we talked about. And that will clear the bases and put Loving up by a score of 5-2, with now Marquise Granger to the plate. So you play with fire, you're going to get burned. I said it could come down to a mistake, and there was the mistake. So now Granger to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He popped out to the pitcher his last time up. As a warning to the Loving dugout to stay in the dugout and to, I think, probably watch the language. So now Granger to the plate, and the first pitch to him will be low for ball number 1. So, oh, how quickly things can change. As the number 1 Cardinals now trail this one by 3 to the number 5 Falcons. 1-0 pitch for Cerna, fastball outside corner. Evens things up at a ball and a strike, so the 1-1 strike count. Back-to-back singles, then a sac bunt. 1-1 pitch, that one's inside, ball 2. So back-to-back singles, the sac bunt, the strikeout. Then the single to left. They're actually hit by the pitch, and then the single to left. It's ball 3 at the plate to Granger. Don't see anybody warming in the Eunice pen. 3-1 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up over on the right side. Calvillo into foul ground. Out by the bullpen, goes over, runs into the wall, and makes the grab into the Loving bullpen. So the pop out to the third baseman ends the inning, but 3 runs come across. We got a whole new ball game here. It's Loving 5, Eunice 2. Cardinals half of the 5th in just a minute.
Dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
For the Loving Falcons, they pull 3 runs out on 3 hits, 1 error committed by Eunice, and 1 runner left on base as Loving will take a 5-2 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to West Albuquerque. I'm TJ Miracle. It will be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Cardinals, now playing from behind. It'll be Calvillo, Coy, and Jones. So thanks for being with us as the wind really starts picking up out of the southwest here. That could play into to some things here later. So Calvillo, 1 for 2, and an infield single his last time up. So need base runners, need to get the line moving if you can. Granger still on the hill. He has flustered Eunice, to put it mildly. Cardinals with just 3 hits on him. Through the first now 4+. And the first pitch, that is a chopper. As handling it is on Suarez on the leap, and he will fire to Leja in time to get Calvillo. It'll be 6-3 for out number 1. So quickly 1 down for the Cardinals here in this bottom half of the 5th inning. It's Tyson Coy to the plate. Coy 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the first, then grounded out to Austin at third in the second. So 0 for 1 as he steps back in with 1 down in the 5th. Tyson Coy, the center fielder. As the Cards now playing from behind, not something they've had to do much of the season. And the first pitch will be low on the fastball for ball 1 to Coy. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Getting no work in either pen going on. Coach Hernandez, Coach Almager going to keep riding their horses. And the 1-0 pitch curveball swung on, and getting just a piece of that one is Coy. And so it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So 1-1 the count. You've got Tureen in center. He's actually playing more towards the alley in left center. And Allen over in right, shading over towards the line in right. You've got a huge gap out in right center if you could place it there. The 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled off as off the end of the bat for Coy, strike 2. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Cardinals in the hole here and running out of outs. Number 1 team in the state on the brink right now, but they've got the firepower to come back in a hurry. And the 1-2 pitch to Coy, swung on and missed, strike 3 as Coy goes down swinging. Second K of the ball game for Granger, and there is 2 down for the Cards. 2 down now as Tyson Jones back to the plate. Jones reached on an error in the first, then got gunned down trying to steal third. Singled to center in the third, so he is 1 for 2, but he's been on both times. So Jones will step in. Triskaidekaphobiacs of the world unite. He is a number 13. And the first pitch to Jones, check swing. Did he go? They're not even going to peel it, so it'll be ball 1. So it'll be a 1-ball, no strike count. And yes, I do point that out because I was number 13 way back when I played. I think they had to make up that new number. It didn't go that high back then. The 1-0 count, swung on and fouled off and out of play on the left side. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-ball, 1-strike count to Jones, 2 down. 2 runs on just 3 hits. 1 error for the Cardinals, and it was a costly one. And they've left 5 runners through 4 2/3. And a 1-1 count to Jones at the plate. Granger sets, and he'll deal the 1-1, and that fastball top of the zone called strike 2. So now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. As adjusting the cap out there will be Jones. So he steps back in as Granger looks in, and the 1-2 pitch and off-speed pitch in there, called strike 3. As that locked Jones up, nothing he can do about it. He was looking for the fastball, got the changeup. So back-to-back Ks, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals as we head to the 6th inning. It is Loving 5, Eunice 2. Eunice Cardinal State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360. Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 394-8828. Call 394-8828. Or swing by Redbird Garage at 1800 North Main Street in Eunice and meet the new owners, Josh and Erica Jones. Redbird Garage is your hometown mechanic shop, committed to always doing what's right for you and your vehicle.
And welcome back. The Cardinals go 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It will be 1, 2, and 3. Top of the Loving lineup due up. That is Tureen, Leha, and Unsuarez. So Tureen will lead it off. He is 1 for 3. Infield single in the first and a couple of long fly outs since then. Cerna still on the hill, going to try and lock things down, keep this just a 3-run deficit. And the first pitch will be a fastball on the outside corner, and that is strike number 1. Just after 2 o'clock here in the Mountain Time Zone. A 1 pitch swung on and missed as Tureen goes fishing on the inside corner. He might have needed a pitching wedge to get to that one, but now he's down, no balls, 2 strikes. Cerna is kind of a rhythm pitcher, and he's been out of his rhythm a little bit. As soon as he is cleared to throw, he is ready. And the 0-2 pitch fastball in the dirt. And so the count will go to 1-2. So the 1-2 count. As Tureen wisely stepping out and asking for time to slow things down. The 1-2 pitch, that one's away, ball 2. So it's a 2-2 count. So a 2-2 count, Tureen leading it off after a 3-run explosion in the 5th. Puts the Loving Falcons up, and that one going to miss, ball 3. So Tureen works it from 0-2 to now 3-2. Morales flashes the signs, payoff pitch, swung on and missed, ring him up, sit him down. 5th K of the ball game for Bubba Cerna, and there is one down here in the top of the 6th as Diego Lea to the plate. Lea 1 for 2, was hit by a pitch and stranded in the 1st, had a 2 RBI double to right in the 2nd, and then he singled and scored in the 5th. So he will step back in, and Cerna deals the fastball outside corner. Yes, sir, strike 1. Actually, Lea, struck out in the 4th to end the 4th. Then it was Suarez who started things off in the 5th. That one will be inside for ball number 1. Helps if I can read my own handwriting. So a 1-1 count. And the pitch curveball swung on, and that one will be fouled with authority out to left field, hugging the line, but foul. So Leon now down to the count, 1-2. Eunice would like to turn this one and get to the dugout just as quickly as they can. Trailing by 3 as they're actually going to send Baeza out there to track that one down in the deep left corner. And now there is some work going on in the Cardinal bullpen. Of course, I'm screened out by the dugout and by a crowd shade. But there is work going on in the Cardinal pen. And the pitch swung on, lifted high in the air and foul. That one going to twirl out over the batting cages and onto the top of the batting cages, down the right field line and out of play. So the count stays at 1-2. So it's a 1-2 count. Again, there is work in the Cardinal pen. And the pitch, the low bridge ducking out of the way is Lea. So that'll even up the count at 2-2. It looks like Ethan Wilson warming up out in the pen. Fortunately, Wilson's tall, and I can just make out that 2-2 over the gate. And the fastball outside corner, yes, sir. Ring him up and sit him down. 6K of the ball game for Bubba Cerna. And there is 2 down here in the top of the 6th as Tristan Suarez to the plate. Suarez 2 for 3, flew out in the 1st. Infield single in the 2nd, then single to center in the 5th. He started the onslaught. And the first pitch, curveball, swung on and missed. And it's a 0-1 count. 2 down for Loving. Top 6. Eunice still has 2 at bats. But they need to hold this at just a 3-run ball game. And the 0-1 pitch fastball, and that one going to just miss outside as Morales tries to frame it up. The ump not buying it, and so count will even up at a ball and a strike. So the 1-1 count. Quickly back to it, and the pitch curveball ding-dong as that one is going to get on Suarez. Hit by the pitch. That is the 6th hit batter for Cerna as he has plunked a bunch of Falcons. And Suarez will head down to first, and now it'll be Sean Austin to the plate. Austin with an infield single down the third baseline. His last time up, he struck out twice, scored a run, so he's 1 for 3, but that one turned into a biggie. And the first pitch swung on, and that's back to the screening for strike 1. So a 0-1 count. Barrett Bunch waits on deck if Austin can find a way on. Big lead for Suarez over at first. Calvillo holds him on, and the 0-1 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Got him over the top of that one. So now no balls and 2 strikes. Not the time to nibble. Come right after him. You have had his number for the most part today. Suarez with a big lead at first. Calvillo holds him on, and he will go on the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be in the turf for ball number 1. And on Suarez will swipe second. It takes the force off. And so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Runner at second, 2 down. 1-2 pitch, and that one will be away for ball number 2. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Wilson continues to warm down in the Eunice bullpen. 2-2 pitch, runner goes, swung on and missed, ring him up and sit him down. And so the side is struck out by Bubba Cerna around a hit batter. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Loving 5, Eunice 2. More Eunice Cardinal baseball in a moment here on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids with their academics and athletics. They realize that balancing both is challenging and appreciate their determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they are cheering them on all the way. Bart and his crew say, "Go Eunice Cardinals!"
Thomas Welding, precision, strength, reliability. Located at 3529 North Del Paso Hobbs, Thomas Welding is your trusted partner for top quality welding and industrial services. They specialize in carbon and stainless welding, operate an ASME R stamp code shop, and provide roustabout services, dirt work, equipment rental, sandblasting, and coating. Owned and operated by Justin Thomas, who says we take pride in serving our community and are a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics. For expert craftsmanship and dependable service, call Thomas Welding today.
For Loving, no runs, no hits, no errors by Eunice, and 1 Falcon left on the base paths. We head to the Cardinal half of the 6th inning, and due up it will be Andres Serrano, followed by Misa Brito, then Bubba Cerna. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Cards, trailing by 3. Welcome back to the West Mesa here in Albuquerque. I'm TJ Miracle. Proud to bring you this game, audio form, Eunice Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. So now Serrano will step in. He is 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch back in the first, then grounded out in the third, and he'll take the first pitch, swung on and missed. That will be strike number 1. Granger still on the hill for the Falcons. Has held the Cardinals to just 3 hits in the ball game. And just 2 runs. And the 0-1 pitch, ding-dong. That one's going to come in and hit Serrano. That'll be the second time he's eaten one. And that will be the second hit batter. So both of them Serrano. So he's been hit twice by Granger. So that is the combined, the 8th hit batter of the ball game for both teams. So now Misa Brito to the plate. Runner at first is Serrano with okay speed out there. Be very careful. Brito 0 for 2, a hard ground out to Leja, his last time up. So the young lefty outfielder, as the runner goes, swung on and missed as the hit and run, swung on and twisted out into left. I'm trying to get all this at once. I'm thinking one, I'm saying the other. The hit and run was on, and the pitch was fouled off by Brito. And, oh, nope, they're going to say it fell in, that he touched it in fair territory and didn't hold on to it. And so it'll be they're going to call that an E7. So Brito reaches on the E7. And so now Bubba Cerna to the plate. I thought that one was foul, but they're going to say it got touched by Bunch out there in fair territory. As here comes Coach Hernandez. And that may do it for Granger. He's going to try and shut the Cardinals down right here. And so an error, that'll get it back. And it was an error that sparked the 3 runs for Loving back in the 5th inning. So Eunice going to try and return the favor. 2 on, nobody out. And a meeting at the mound here. So while we've got a moment, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the great sponsors who make Eunice Cardinal Baseball and Eunice Cardinal Sports period possible. Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. You hear your ads. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. Be sure you thank those businesses and organizations with your patronage when you need a good or service locally. Be sure that you consider those businesses first. They make it to where we never have to charge you to watch and listen to your kids, and we never have to beg you for donations, and we get to do that because of those great sponsors. So the meeting at the mound is over, and it looks like Coach Hernandez has decided he is going to leave he's going to leave Granger in. The sophomore has pitched a whale of a ball game. Credit where credit is due. Brito at first after reaching via the error, and Serrano stands at second after he was hit by the pitch to lead things off. Now Bubba Cerna to the plate. First pitch to Bubba is a fastball inside, and that will be ball number one. They intentionally walked Bubba his last time up. He flew out to deep center his first time up, so officially 0 for 1. You just want to get runners on the base paths and keep the line moving if you can. 2 on, nobody out. Eunice with a golden opportunity here, and that'll be a chop shot. And on Suarez hands it, and he will toss it over to third to get the force on Serrano. So Serrano will be out 6-5 for out number one. Brito will move over to second, and Cerna reaches via the fielder's choice. So now 2 on, 1 out. As Giant Castro will trot out to courtesy run for the pitcher as Cerna heads back to the dugout. Castro got caught off the base paths and picked off to end the third inning. I bet he's a little more careful this way about which way he's leaning. So Luis Zamora 0 for 2 and due will step in. Granger from the stretch. He'll come to the plate and swung on, and that'll be a chop shot. Austin waits on it on the bounce, and he will lose it, and then sliding into the base and a race, and Austin gets there first. Austin will win the race to get Misa Brito, so he will be out on a 5 unassisted. Zamora will reach on a fielder's choice, and so now there's 2 down and still runners at first and second as Randy Gallegos to the plate. Gallegos 0 for 1, a fly out to center his last time up. Walked and then got left stranded back in the second. So Eunice gets the first 2 runners on, but pretty much the same situation as 2 force outs at third. Have now put 2 out, still 2 on. And Gallegos to the plate, and the first pitch to Randy will be low for ball number 1. Blocked out nicely behind the plate by Davis. Keeps it in front of him. So that keeps everybody right where they're at. Still a 1 ball, no strike count, 2 down. Cardinals trailing by 3. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Granger has handcuffed them this whole game for the most part. The 1-0 pitch, and that one will be low and away. And again, Davis makes a nice stop to keep that one in front of him, to keep Zamora at first and Castro running for Cerna at second. Make myself a note on that. There we go. So you've got Zamora at first, Castro at second, 2 down. 2-0 count to Gallegos at the plate. Granger sets high, and he'll come with the 2-0 pitch swung on, and Gallegos shoots that one back into the net foul. So it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. So a 2-1 count, the Falcons and the Cardinals. Winner moves on to play for the state title tomorrow morning, 9:30. Back here at the Spark Kindness Sports Complex. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. To Gallegos and the pitch, and off-speed pitch, and just clips the outside corner. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, you hate that these 2 teams have to play each other in the semifinals. Loving was probably not a 5 seed coming in. They were probably more like a 3, but of course losing to Eunice those times, being in the same district, kind of hurts you sometimes. 2-2 pitch, and that one will be away, ball 3. So it will be more of a north-south final. Ozo and Santa Rosa going at it later on this afternoon. Both those teams from up north. Both these teams from down south. So it's a 3 ball, 2 strike count to Gallegos. Granger sets, has the sign and the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him swinging. That'll be the 4th K of the ball game for Granger, and Eunice threatens but comes up empty. We head to the 7th. It is Loving 5, Eunice 2. Eunice Cardinals State Tournament Baseball continues in a moment on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Grill's the perfect spot for family dinners and date nights. Craving something extraordinary? Outlaw Grill serves up delicious fire-grilled steaks, fresh seafood, and authentic Italian pasta, flavors you won't find anywhere else. Dine in or call ahead for a quick and easy gourmet meal in Hobbs, 575-392-2012, or the Eunice location, 575-942-2466. Proudly supporting Lee County athletics and academics, Outlaw Grill is your go-to for great food and community spirit. Come taste the difference at Outlaw Grill today.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
The Cardinals threaten in the sixth, but come up empty. No runs, no hits. One error committed by Loving, and two runners left stranded on the base paths. So we head to the seventh and deciding inning. It'll be Barrett Bunch, J.C. Munoz, and Ryan Davis. That is 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Falcons. Welcome back. I'm TJ Miracle. So the Falcons with a 3-run lead, and looks like Coach Almager electing to keep Cerna out on the mound, thinking Bubba gives him the best chance to hold this one at 3. 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and 7 left for the Falcons through the first 6. And the first pitch will be on the outside corner to Bunch. That will be strike number 1. So the no ball, 1 strike count. Bunch 0 for 2, and he'll try and bunt that one, and it'll be strike 2. So he's down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Bunch hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out in the third, and then actually he's 0 for 1. Then he had a sac bunt in the 5th inning. So 0 for 1 officially. Big open stance, and the 0-2 pitch gets him to reach at a curveball, ring him up, sit him down, swing and a miss. That is the 8th K of the ball game for Bubba Cerna. And now J.C. Munoz to the plate. So Cerna trying to keep this right where it is. It will be the top of the Eunice lineup due up in the 7th. As the ball gets away from Cerna momentarily. So Munoz, a strikeout victim his last time up. And it was a big strikeout, and he'll take the first pitch and foul it over to the Eunice dugout. And it's going to be handled over there by one of the Cardinals. I think that's Wilson, actually. Go out of the bullpen now. So it's an 0-1 count to Munoz at the plate. Grounded out in the first, grounded out in the third, then struck out. And the next pitch is going to miss just off the plate low. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to J.C. Munoz. Cerna deals the 1-1 pitch. That one will be away for ball number 2. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. The Loving Falcons trying to pull the upset. Knock off the number 1 team in the state to punch their ticket through to the title game tomorrow morning. And the 1-2-1, and that one will be away for ball 3. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count. The Eunice Cardinals trying to hold on to that number 1 ranking. Of course, last year, Eunice pulling an upset, a couple of them, to get themselves through to the state title game. The 6th seed last year. So 3 ball, 1 strike count to Munoz at the plate, and swung on and missed. As whatever Morales went in and said to Cerna worked, because he just rocks back and fires a low fastball right past the swinging Munoz. So a 3 ball, 2 strike count. The line of the payoff pitch. Fastball in there. Ring him up. Send him down. Gets him looking, the 9th K of the ball game. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cerna. And that'll bring Ryan Davis to the plate. Davis is 0 for 0, but he scored a run. He's been hit by a pitch 3 times. To say this kid's wearing the baseball today would be the understatement of the season. And the first pitch will be a fastball, bell tie, outside corner, strike 1. So a 0 ball, 1 strike count. Yes, Cerna had a little control problem today. He's hit 6 batters, no walks. 0-1 pitch, that one will be low, evens things up at a ball and a strike. 9 strikeouts, no walks, 6 hit batters. And the 1-1 pitch fastball at the knees, outside corner, yes sir, strike 2. And say Davis hadn't really seen much to hit. He's been hit 3 times. He's only seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches. And the 1-2 pitch curveball swung on, and that one is out of play. Almost hits the Continental Airlines 737 coming over the park. So it's a 1-2 strike count to Davis. Yeah, we are on the flight path with the Sunport. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ring him up, sit him down. Davis swinging out of his cleats. And Cerna strikes out the side. Let's see if that energizes the Cardinals as we go to the 7th. They got to have 3 runs to keep their season alive. Cardinal baseball from the state tournament continues on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
You want the job done right. Trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway. Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
The Falcons go 1-2-3 in the top half of the 7th, so Eunice down to their final 3 outs, and they need 3 runs, and they've got the part of the lineup you would want up. Having to do it to the plate. It'll be Morales, Calvillo, and Coy. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Cardinals. Welcome back to the Riordan Spark Kindness Sports Complex as Morales will step in to lead it off. He led off the game with the triple, has scored one of Eunice's 2 runs, and so Isaac Morales going to try and get the line moving. Granger still on the hill. He's going for the complete game, as Loving going for the upset of the number 1 team in the state and a district opponent to boot. If you get to go to the state title game, the district title doesn't mean so much. So Morales steps in, and the first pitch swung on, and that will be a ground shot. It'll find its way through between third and short. Unsuenas tries to get to it. He can't. His bunch, it'll go to him, and so not waiting and not wasting any time, Isaac Morales will punch that one to left field. It's a leadoff single, and the Cards in business with Jose Calvillo to the plate. Jose 1 for 3, had an infield single back in the 2nd. He grounded out hard to Unsuenas in the 5th. So now he steps in with Morales at first. Good lead for Morales. Leja holds him on. And he will go first pitch as Davis tosses it down, and he will airmail that one into center field, but Morales had to hook the bases. Nothing he could do as Tarin got there quickly, but it'll be a stolen base for Morales, and ball 1 at the plate to Calvillo. So now a runner in scoring position. Eunice going to try and turn up the pressure on the Falcons. So Calvillo with the pop at the bat, now with a runner in scoring position. You just need base runners if you're Eunice. You cannot trade outs for runners here. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be low and away for ball 2. As Granger has pitched a whale of a ball game, but may be getting just a little bit tired out there for the Falcons righty sophomore. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. Big lead for Morales. Nobody holding him on over at 2nd. And the 2-0 pitch, and that one is right down the pipe. Jose may not see a better pitch than that in his life, but holds up on it, and it'll be a 2-ball, 1 strike count. So the 2-1 count as Granger steps off the rubber, looks over. Now has what he wants from the stretch, working the first base side of the rubber, and the 2-1 pitch to Calvillo. That one is high for ball 3. So a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Eunice needs 3 runs to force extra innings, 4 to win it. Tyson Coy waiting on deck, and it's 3-1 to Calvillo at the plate. Calvillo nodding the head like, yep, I got this. I got you. Big lead for Morales over at second. 3-1 delivery on the way, swung on and popped up on the infield as Granger comes just in front of the mound and will make the grab for out number one. Calvillo trying to get the pop on it, pops it up instead. And there is one down for the Cardinals with Tyson Coy to the plate. Coy 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. Calvillo mad at himself. He's saying dirty words and actually pops his own head with his helmet. Don't hurt yourself, Jose. It's not the end of the world, kid. Of course, as a senior, he may feel like that. First pitch to Coy will be up and away, and that will be ball number one. Again, you've got to get your pitch. Granger has thrown a lot of pitches. And so now, on Suarez, we'll go over and hold on Morales. Or pardon me, that's Fierro, so there is a huge gap on the right side. 1-0 pitch inside, ball two. Again, you need the base runner here if you're Tyson Coy. If he's not going to throw you a strike, don't swing at it. Because if Tyson can find his way on, that would mean the tying run gets to the plate for the Cardinals. 5-2, Loving in the lead. You got to have 3 to tie, 4 to win. Can Eunice come up with a little seventh inning magic? 2-0 pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot, but right at Austin at third. He'll come up. He will fire across the diamond to Leja in time. Morales will move over to third, and so Coy is going to be out 5-3 for out number 2. Cardinals have just basically hit it right at everybody today. And so now Eunice is down to their final 3 strikes, and Tyson Jones, the DH, to the plate. With the Cardinals season hanging in the balance. The number 4 hitter in the lineup. 1 for 3 on the day, but has reached twice. The lefty on righty matchup as Granger fires, and that one will be fouled out of play. For strike number 1 goes out over the Eunice dugout on the left side. So the no ball and 1 strike count to Tyson Jones at the plate. As Granger awaits, he'll fire, and that one a fastball in the outside corner. Called strike 2, and now the Eunice Cardinals are down to their final strike of the season. If it is close and you are Tyson Jones, you have got to go for it. You do not have a choice on this one anymore. As Granger with the 0-2 count. As the sign from Davis, the 0-2 pitch, and that one is going to just miss outside for ball 1. As the Loving faithful wanting strike 3, not getting it, as that one just a little bit off the outside corner. As the tension builds, little hair getting pulled out and turning gray over down the third base side, the Eunice side of things. And the line to the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that is lifted high in the air to deep left field. On the run is the left fielder Bunch, and he will make the grab at the track. And the Loving Falcons celebrating like they just won state, but they do punch their ticket through to the state title game, and they will end the Eunice Cardinal season. Our final score, Loving 5, Eunice 2. We'll come back to wrap this one up in 1 minute as Eunice Cardinal baseball continues in a moment.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics. BTH Services and Rentals, LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red. BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
And welcome back to our Eunice Cardinal postgame show as the Cardinals fall in the 2A semifinals to a tough Loving Falcon team, 5-2 the final. So congratulations to Loving moving on. Let's take a look at the final line in this one. For the Loving Falcons, they get 5 runs on 8 hits. They commit 2 errors, and they leave 7 runners out on the base paths. For Eunice, 2 runs on just 4 hits. They commit 1 error, and they leave 8 runners stranded. The winning pitcher will be the sophomore Marquise Granger. He goes the complete way in the ball game. And so 7 complete, 4 walks, 2 hit batters, and 4 strikeouts. And both runs were earned. Taking the loss will be Bubba Cerna. You hate that for the Cardinal ace. He goes the full way too. Finishes up with 9 strikeouts, but he hits 6 batters, and all 5 runs were earned in this ball game. So that will put an end to the Eunice season. They will finish up at 19-5 on the year. So you certainly hate that for the Cardinals, but it has been a memorable run getting back to the Final Four once again after being the runners-up last year. So future still very bright for Coach Tyler Almager and this Cardinal squad. Of course, a hats off to the great senior leadership on this team. A lot of memories there for Tyson Coy, Hyan Castro, Nick Hernandez, of course, Bubba Cerna, and Jose Calvillo. They will definitely be missed, but they have left their mark on this program. And the Cardinals, of course, I think going to be just fine moving forward under Coach Almager and his staff. But coming up a little bit short of where they wanted to be. But that's why you play the game. So the Eunice Cardinals, the number 1 seed, going down and falling to number 5, Loving by a final once again of 5-2 in favor of the Falcons. And with that, my friends, we will put the Eunice season for 2024-2025 to bed as the Cardinals fall just shy of their goal. Today's game has been brought to you by our friends at DNC Electric, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, BTH Services and Rentals, Eunice Pump and Supply, Guns Up Services, New Mexico Junior College, NMR Pipeline, Parker Energy Services, R360, Redbird Gas Company, Thomas Welding, Outlaw Grill, and Lasco Construction. For Don Morgan, for the entire Eunice crew, for Jimmy, Charlie the Thumb, and Rosendo, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Albuquerque. The Cards fall 5-2. This has been an exclusive presentation of Noalmark Broadcasting and One Radio Square Sports. Have a great weekend, everybody.